Welcome to Inspire Gaming. Welcome to the live stream. Here we are. We are painting. Hey, Tobias. I can't remember what it was. It's been a week. It's been a long week. Been a good week. How you all doing? Hope everyone's having a good time. I am all ready to get started, and today we are finishing these guys off. I got 4 of them, so we got a lot of work to do. And we are going to start with, I think weapons. I think we're going to get started with some contrast paint, which means it's going to be straight out the bottle, and it's going to be not Black Templar, which is what. So the body of these guys is Black Templar. Jessica Legio Mortis. Oh, that feels like a new name. I do not magnetize them. These little guys, these little grooves in here and these little grooves in there, they work well for friction. So I kind of just hold it there. And, I can, you can be a little rough with them. That's rougher than you're going to have during a game. So it should be fine. And this is a finished one. And, he holds up all right. No magnetism necessary. As soon as I set it down, that amount of jostling actually did cause it to pop off, though. But I forgot that I do want to have a little bit for me. I don't know if you guys can hear the music, but I'll have it for myself. Last week, David, how's it going? Last week we learned that having the music on, and let me know if you can hear that. It's kind of loud. I'm going to lower it a little bit so that it's not so loud that I can't think. But last week we learned that it might be because of how I got this set up, it might be blocking out the sound. It might be auto filtering. Don't know how that works. That is crazy technology. But I need to find this black that we're using. We're going to use Black Legion. This is the color we're going to use for the black barrels on the guns. And you may be thinking Black Legion, Black Templar, what's the difference? I assure you, you're going to see the difference. It is noticeable. If only a little. You can hear the music, or you can hear me. Forgive me for that chainsaw sound. I had to shake this thing up. A little paint shaker. Oh, and this is starting to look a little. This thing's a little old now. It's probably like a year plus, 2 years old now. You can hear the music and me just fine. Awesome, that's great. And you can. I take it you can still hear the music just fine because I have lowered said music since I initially said anything, but it's been at the same volume for a little bit now. Okay, so. I don't like how thick this has gotten, so I watered it down just a little bit, and we'll see how that goes. And we're just going to do a small area first to see how we're doing. And that should be fine. Not quite as much contrast. So this is going to go, this black is going to go on these las cannon, on the barrels of las cannon. And it's going to go on the cases for the heavy bolters. And it's also going to go on the length of this guy here. Why? Why am I going to put it on the length of that guy there? Well, that's what the box did. Here's the box art. Well, yeah, right up here. So kind of going the same way as that. They did do a little bit more with the internals of the metallic there than I am going to be doing, and I may reevaluate, and I may decide that I need to do more detail, but I'm also kind of doing it to match this guy here, and I'm going to try to get that in there. So I'm trying to match this thing here, right? And I can't really lower him any lower, so there you go. That's good. That's in focus. So kind of matching that. Not the best. There's no black on this one, but there's a lot more model on that, and I feel like I don't know. Looking at this, it just kind of feels like it needs something, you know? Feels like it needs something. No, these guys are part of the main auxiliary forces. They are part of the Cohort of Geers or the COG. So I have the bluish blackish guys, and I have the red and white guys. They're mostly white, but they're here's the white and red guys. Here's these guys. These guys are the traders. They are the what was it? The locust host. The locust host. And then the other one is the and then we also have the banished for the mechanicum guys. I got a good feeling about today, though. I feel like we're going to get this finished. We're going to finish these guys off. And I've been thinking about other videos I can do, doing shorts, doing a little bit of shorts. I watched a video on how to do shorts. I watched an 18-minute long video on how to do shorts. Yeah, filthy traders, man. These guys are fun to kill. They're great to kill. I need more traders just so I can kill them. But yeah, the red and white lads. These are not red and white. I need more traders just so I can kill the traders. You need every hero needs a villain to destroy. Isn't that like Lego Batman? Like the Joker is like, oh, I'm you need me. And Batman's all worried and says he doesn't. But need more paint. So I've been thinking about some videos I could do, some shorts. And I think, with 11th edition coming up, I think I really should do a quick, short little review of the models. I got some thoughts on them. Not a long one. Just a quick review of some Space Marines. And I do want to play some games of Warhammer, but this is still gonna be the focus. We're still gonna Legions Imperial. The tiny tanks are the main attraction. That won't stop. But if I can get a game in here or there, and once I finish painting all of my tiny tanks, then we'll I'll be free to paint some more stuff. Go back to painting my 28mm guys. I got so much of them to paint. If I ever make more of these, I think maybe I won't glue these guns down. The turret is hard to get down to this backside. Doing the trim back there was very difficult. But also, these bolter casings are also very difficult to get to the backside of. And you don't need to get to the backside. Who's going to see it? Who's going to know? I have to look at it at this specific angle just to see it. Just to see it, I have to look at this angle. Who's going to know? I'm going to know. I'm going to know. David, you were the content creator. You were meant to promote LI, not abandon it. We're only 40K players dealing Eldar. No, we'll get Eldar eventually. I'm not going to abandon LI. I'm not going to abandon Legions Imperialis. This is still the game. There's just only so much that if I want to reach a larger audience, if I want to reach more people, I probably got to do the game that has more people too. So I'll just dip my toe in it just a little bit. And maybe by dipping my toe in it, maybe some of those fans, maybe people that want to watch Orcs versus Sisters of Battle, maybe some of them will then say, oh, what's this Legion Imperialis battle report? And let's watch that. Oh, this game looks fun. I've seen people at the store playing this. I should get it too. So we'll do that. Just a little bit. I'm serious. I also want to get my kids. I feel like Kill Team is a great entry point for like children and stuff because it's like, oh yeah, here's a box of here's a kill team box. It's 10 models. Paint your 10 models. Now you've got 10 models. Now play with your 10 models. Yay! So I kind of want to do that too. It's kind of for the kids too. Speaking of battle reports, this weekend I'm going to go to the local gaming store, and we are going to. Man, it's only Tuesday. I can't believe that. I'm going to be playing against. I'm going to play against John. We were going to play last week. Schedules got in the way. Sometimes those damn heretics, damn traitors. Sometimes you just can't schedule a good time to battle. So we're gonna meet up, and it is going to be. You guys ready for a spoiler? You guys are gonna hear it here first. Oh, hello again, Toby. Toby, right? You missed a little bit. I just said what I'm gonna be painting black, and that I'm gonna be doing some 40K. Yeah, I'm not abandoning LI for 40K. I'm just also going to do some 40K on the side. I'm probably still only going to paint LI for the foreseeable future because I have so much of it to paint. But I'll try to sneak in some battle reports here and there. And review. Because that's what they got. Have you heard the rumors that all foreign are going the way of the dodo? Heard the rumors, dude. So we'll come back to the battle report thing in a second. Okay, here, no, let's do the battle report first. So this weekend's battle report that I'm going to do, and you'll see the game for next Thursday, not this Thursday, but Saturday, it's going to be 3,000 points of Titans with 1,000 points of support infantry or tanks, whatever, right? Allies, support allies. No aircraft. He still doesn't have a lot of aircraft. There's going to be a bunch of Titans and a bunch of other stuff. And I'm going to make a list, and this week I'll post a list. I'll post a video for a list. We'll talk about it real quick. What am I going to play? I don't know yet. Yeah, I'll try and put my, so I could do battle reports with my guard. I could do battle reports with other stuff. I haven't played 40K since like 2023. It's been like 3 years since I played 40K. I stopped everything that I was doing with 40K when Legions Imperialis came out. I have a bunch of, they're right over that way, right? I'm pointing at them right now. I have a unit Sisters Battle that I was like partway through painting, and I just stopped, right? Like the coldest turkey to ever be put in the refrigerator. So I kind of want to, get back to that. But the variety is the spice of life. Charles has a good point there. So what I need to do, let's cut back to where we were. The rumors about the firstborn going the way of the dodo. Dude, what's firstborn anymore? Tactical Marines were technically replaced by intercessors. When they came out with Primaris, tactical Marines were being, that was the replacement for them, except, well, the intercessors didn't have any of the heavy weapons and stuff. They had grenade launchers, and their guns were better, and that was nice and everything, right? And eventually, initially you had the Gravis armor jump packs with the half range heavy bolters. That's cool and everything, but they weren't, half range. Those didn't really replace heavy bolters and nothing. But eventually, slowly, piece by piece, they started, you started having things that replace this. This replaces that. That replaces this. You had a replacement for the Land Raider, but it didn't hold as much as a Land Raider. But it had a lot more guns, and you had this and that. And now you don't need to replace the Land Raider because you can just use the Land Raider. But last edition started with 10th edition started with the Tyranid box, and you had the intercessors with flamethrowers, and 9th edition had intercessors with chainswords, so that's your assault marines, except for it didn't really replace assault marines because you still had the jump. They didn't have jump packs and stuff, but 10th edition gave you the flamethrowers, and I think we got meltas at some point, and we got some other stuff. Yeah, 7th edition was a hard time for 40K. 7th edition was a rough time for 40K. Game almost ended. The game almost died in 40K because you had the formations that you could do would be like, hey, take all these Marines and we'll give you free transports. We'll give you like nine free transports, I want to say. That is a steal in a game. What does this other faction get? I don't know. We'll give them like a unit of scouts. It didn't compare, right? Like it was basically pay money to win the game. It was really pay money to win the game. So yeah, you got the only thing firstborns were like Terminators. They got rid of they replaced firstborn Terminators last edition, and all that was and they replaced the Stern Guard. What was left that was firstborn? Oh, Vanguard. Vanguard are replaced. What was left? Land speeders. Barely, right? Oh well, we had the storm speeders. Yeah, but it's not a land speeder. It's like a storm speeder, but it's not. Or a storm speeder is like a land speeder, but it's not. Now we got the land speeder. What's left? I don't think anything. Maybe do a Rhino kit where the guy sticking out the hatch is a firstborn, is a Primaris instead of a firstborn. Like that's all that's left to do. Is a couple of obscure options for transports. The transport's not obscure. The piece that goes on the transport is obscure, right? Like the guy sticking out the cupola, I think it's called. He's obscure because, well, is that a firstborn Rhino because it's got a firstborn sticking? Because if I wanted to have that piece, that guy manning the Stormbolter, he would technically be a firstborn Marine. Yeah. So firstborn's gone. The only real question is, are they going to say firstborn is gone, or do they just continue to sell? Do they just continue to write lore for the game and they just stop saying firstborn or Primaris? I don't even think they ever really said firstborn. I think that's our term. I think that's the consumer's term for them, unless I'm mistaken. But this was always inevitable. It was always going to be a slow replacement. And I will, like I was saying, I've been looking at doing how to do shorts and stuff. I need to just sit down and take the time to do it, I think. And I might have to mess around with the it might take me a couple of takes to get it right, to say it all right the first time and everything. But I'm gonna say, I'll talk about the models. I've got my notes right here. I could spoil it right now, but I don't think that'd be an issue if I spoiled it. You'd still probably watch the short because it's like it's going to be like a minute or something. All right, so David stopped playing 40K at the end of 7th edition. It's not your game anymore. 30K is more your speed. 8th edition definitely saved 40K, both in real world and Games Workshop and sportsmanship-wise. Yeah, I like it. I haven't painted a Space Marine since 8th edition. No, I don't know if that's technically true. That might be true. Well, because then they came out with like Shadow something. I can't remember what it was called. They came out with the Space Vanguards, where it was the Primaris in Phobos armor. That was the last stuff that I painted, I think. And they never even. Good evening. How are you doing? Formerly Wilson Family Jewelry. I'm gonna call you Wilson. How you doing, Wilson? Welcome to the channel. Don't think I've seen you around before. Welcome aboard. If you have any questions, and this goes for anybody, if you guys got any questions, feel free to ask. Questions, comments, concerns, feedback, anything. If you just want to see the model real quick and you're tired of looking at my thumb, if I'm putting my hand in the wrong spot there and you can't see anything, yeah, let me know. Yeah, so I haven't painted Space Marines in a minute. And I do still intend to paint them, and I'll probably play them because Legions Imperialis is more my speed because I want to have all of my stuff on the table. I want to have the entire massive army. Okay, Legions Imperialis Knights Army. Any advice? These guys are awesome. My advice is to have some sort of, come up with your color scheme, paint them well, paint them the way you want to. I did use shades on them. I do think there's enough tight detail that using a shade would be good. This guy fell off the base. Um, there's a couple of different ways I can go with this. I have played a couple of games with them. I've played very few games with pure knights. Um, they do suffer from, they cost a lot of points. They cost a lot less than they used to, but they cost a lot of points for the amount of guns that they bring, and you're paying for survivability. And it's not the most survivability. Your best survivability with them is your Lancers because they have a 2-up invulnerable save, essentially. They have a 2-up invulnerable save that kind of degrades, but it's a decent save. It's a decent save. But when you charge in to something, you're going to get shot back at. So you need to shoot at something. You need to charge at something that doesn't want to be charged and wants to be shooting. And by taking it out of the shooting phase, it is being harmed. You want to charge it ideally where the other guy can't shoot you as much because you are around a corner. You want to also shoot things. Your guns, you want to be up close. The cheapest guns you can get are from the Questoris Crusaders, where you can put a thermal cannon and a battle cannon, or a thermal cannon and a Gatling cannon. And when you that thermal cannon, when you get up close, it is going to wipe out something, but it's just going to wipe out one thing. So you got to be careful. You gotta be smart. You're playing hard mode. If you're playing knights, you're playing on hard mode where you have to be very selective. If you're playing a lot of infantry, you just flood the infantry of the people. Another thing that you can do is get yourself some infantry to go alongside your knights. Get some infantry to play alongside them. That way you can cover the weaknesses. Would I play a Legion's Imperialis army, but 40k rules and data sheets? Because that's what you and your friends thinking of doing, just modifying inches to centimeters. I don't know if I'd modify. I don't think I want to modify inches to centimeters. That'd be a huge game. That'd be a long way to do. That'd be a long way to play the game. I would consider doing it, but I don't know if I'd do the conversions. I think I'd just play with the models. I think I'd convert a little bit more though. Because how do you, if you have a squad? So this is 10. This is 5 guardsmen, right? Are you going to play that as that's 5 guardsmen, or is that 1 guardsman, and you're going to have 10 of these guys to make a squad of guardsmen with las rifles? I think what I'd end up, how would I do that? That's a good question. Let me think about that for a second. Am I on the look? I like the Questoris. The little guy, right? This little guy right here. I like him. This one's specifically a Gallant, I think, because he's got the 2 melee weapons. Just from looks, and I'm gonna say Questoris for all the 6 different kinds of Questoris that you have, because I don't know, they kind of look cute at that scale. Like he's just a little guy. He's a little guy. Compared to some of the other stuff, he's kind of like a. If you think of the Lancer as like a knight, not a knight, right? Like think of the Lancer like a pat. See, that's another 40k term. Think of him like a human in D&D, and this is a little goblin. He's a little goblin. What's he want to do? He's just there to mess things up. He's gonna charge some people. 5 guardsmen as a squad, and you would just say you have taken out the whole. all the wounds to destroy this. So I have to shoot. So I have to do 5 wounds to this guy to take out the whole thing. What? Are we tracking when it has 4 wounds? Do we track that there's only that it's only one guy left? That's yeah. Wilson. David's got a good point though. Like if you just for the knights, if you just want to use knights, it's not the best. It's on you're playing on hard mode. You're having fun. I would say the best way to go about doing it is the true best way to go about doing it is you have knights, your opponent has knights. Um, my opponent at the store that I go up against, he brings a bunch of titans. I bring a bunch of titans. Titans are also not great in the game because their points to damage doesn't really match up the best. But if you both have titans, it's okay. So I would say play it that way. If you're going to play knights, your buddy needs to have knights also, or titans, knights or titans. That would make it the best. Um, but I use them from time to time. I think they can be played. I think they're going to be hard mode. I think you're playing on with a handicap there, and I think but can you still have fun playing it? Yeah, I still have fun. All right, so it would be 5 guardsmen as a squad, and you just say you have taken out. Yeah, yeah. I think something like that. There's also a big gap in like what is available for 40K and what's available for Legions Imperialis. There's a big gap on that you're not going to be able to meet. You're really only playing with Space Marines, and it's really only going to be basic Space Marines. Uh, and that's kind of unfortunate. So you have a squad of 5. Or you could play. No, I guess you could kind of play them as Primaris Marines because you could be like, hey, there's 10. There's a squad of Hellblasters. Forgot about Hellblasters. When are those going to get good? They're too expensive. I forgot so much about Hellblasters that my notes over here for Eradicators, for the new box of Eradicators, is that I can only assume we'll be getting these in plasma at some point. Hellblasters are the plasma, but we don't have Gravis in plasma. Have I answered everyone's questions? You just really like knights and the large tanks, but 40K versions are so expensive. Dude, I say do it, man. I say play with them. I just they're in a better spot than they were. There's a box that comes with there's a battle group. I think it's a knight household they call it, and it was 6 Questoris knights, it was 4 lancers, and it was 2 Acastus Porphyrians, and which is a lot of knights for the price of one 40K knight. You get 12 knights, and that if you made all of that into one army list, that would be that. And when it came out, that was over 3,000 points. It's great value. It's amazing value. You'd be stupid not to have bought that box. I apologize to anyone that didn't buy that box. I didn't mean that. You're not stupid. You just didn't know, or you spent your money elsewhere. It's fine. But I don't think they have that box available anymore either. You might be able to find it in some places. But now, for almost the last year, I think it was on Chemo when it came out. The Liber Strategicum, the Liber, the update. Oh yeah, the update made it so that all the points went down. You can use that. You can use that entire box, and it's only a little over. It's only like 2,000 points or something. Like it's a huge savings compared to what it used to be, which is great. Good for you, right? So if you want to play knights, play knights. Put but put like 1,000, get like 1,000 points of mechanical infantry to go alongside them. Or just just accept you're going to have some times where you're going to get overwhelmed by the enemy, and you're going to. It's bound to happen. But if your opponent brings out, you might need to buy. What you might need to do, you might need to get a lot of Questoris Knights, and so that you can have the weapons or 3D print weapons. The problem with the Questoris box is it comes with 3 dudes, and it comes with 1 battle cannon, 1 Gatling cannon, and 1 thermal cannon. It comes with like 6 Reaper Chain Fist, and I can't remember. One of these is a Reaper. It comes with 6 chain swords, and it comes with 6 power fist, chain fist things. I can't remember their names. So you are kind of stuck in how you're able to build them. Now, if you want the chain sword is nice if you get up close, but you can't really. The problem in 40K, if you have a dude that has a really awesome sword and a really awesome gun, you can shoot that gun and charge in and swing that sword in the same turn, and you'll kill like 2 squads, right? In Legions Imperialis, per the rules, you are either going to swing that sword or shoot that gun, unless you shoot the gun and someone else charges you. So my house rule homebrew is that Knights and Titans can walk into combat with smaller things than them. You don't need to charge to get into combat. So that helps them a little bit, because these guys, one of these with a big gun and a big sword, now he can use both. I feel like that's appropriate. What is this dude to him? What does he care? He walks up next to him. This guy is like, oh, girl, I can't shoot now because I'm trying to not die from this thing. So he's going to punch him. This thing's going to shoot his guns, look down, see the ant next to him, and step on it, right? So I think that's a good fix. I think that's a good assistance. And then what you do is but the best with guns, when it comes to shooting, when it comes to melee, you want the Lancers. The Lancers are the fastest, and the Lancers are the fastest of the Knights, and they have the shield that makes them more durable, and they have the claw, right? Not the claw. They have the spear, the lance, right? When it comes to shooting, the Acastus costs the most, but it does have really powerful guns, good for shooting at tanks. But if you want to shoot infantry, because you don't want to charge infantry with this guy, you'll get mobbed up and dragged down. You might want to charge them if you can dictate the terms of the fight, you can charge in, kill a few guys, and then the rest didn't get to shoot because they were in melee, and maybe they run away, and maybe you harass them that way. But if you want to shoot them, infantry, you want that Gatling cannon. So you get a couple of those guys, and that'll help you mulch down your opponent. And then you get a couple. You get a couple of the Archeon, I think, who has a flamethrower. I think it's an Archeon and a Castigator. But that might be wrong. I might be thinking of the wrong names. So you get those, and that'll help you melt the buildings. But the problem is, again, they cost so much that you're going to have a harder time trying to get all of these things that you need so that you can keep your opponent focused, right? So if your opponent brings too much infantry, it just isn't going to matter. If they bring a bunch of tanks, my Knights had great success against Star in the last battle report. Hey, James. I'd give that a watch. but keep in mind that, you know, my opponent was 8, so uh, some of her decisions may have not been the best. I gave her feedback. I gave her suggestions on what to do, and sometimes, you know, those weren't really the best choice. Like what I thought she should do might not be the best choice. And then sometimes the dice just didn't work out for her. And she didn't have any infantry. She just had tanks, and she didn't necessarily have the best tanks. What she really needed was some of these. These would be great tanks to assist in shooting knights. She didn't have those. She had what we have, and we made do, right. Next time she'll probably do better against me. I might do better against her. I might have learned. Well, I'll do better in supporting her, but I'll also do better in attacking her because I'll know the knight capabilities better too. We both got better. I don't know. I don't think they're terrible. They're not awful. They're still fun, right? They're cool. They're knights. I love them. I don't know how long you've been here. I do get scatterbrained though, so like, I think that question is answered now. If you have more that you want to ask about, let me, pop it back up, because I might have missed something. If I missed something, I apologize. Yeah, but I see Jessica asks, "What has been my favorite one to paint, and which one has been the hardest?" Interesting question. So my favorite thing to paint in Legions Imperialis, I think, is going to be the Titans. Um, the Titans have been a lot of fun to paint. They're actually kind of quick to paint. Like they take a little bit of time. They have a few more steps, I think. But because they're larger, the details aren't as. Yeah, the Titans look great. Here's a Titan for you. Boom! Look at that. I mean, that's not the best angle to be looking at it from, but that's a Titan for you. And they're really, because of how big they are. You don't, like, all right, what's the detail to paint? Well, here, I'm going to paint that little thing a different color, metallic, right? And then you can just put a bunch of wash on it, and you get a lot more out of it. But they're small enough that I really didn't do a lot of dry brushing or anything. Like I didn't do a lot of layering. I just kind of like I let it do its thing. And then the stripes, the hazards. I'm sorry, we don't call them hazard stripes here. Here at Legions Imperialis, those are not hazard stripes because the traitorous Iron Warriors use hazard stripes. Those are Legio Ignatum, the Fire Wasps. Those are Hornet stripes. But trying to get that set up to be painted so that I can have those straight lines, that is time consuming. And it's time consuming. So it's difficult because it's time consuming. So I will say that is not the same as the hardest thing to do. It's time consuming. I mean, it's fairly easy, I guess. It just takes time, and you got to line it up, and then you're like, oh, I didn't line this up right. You have to switch it. Not the same, right? So what is the hardest? I'm gonna say the hardest thing to paint. I'm going to define. Correct me if you wanna change this definition. I'm going to interpret your question of what has been the hardest thing to paint as what is something I do not want to paint. Something that was miserable for me, and I don't look forward to painting again. Um, that is how I'm going to interpret it. That's how I'm going to define. That's how I'm going to define hard. And this is going to sound weird. This might sound weird. I don't like painting. I don't like painting the tarantulas or the. I don't like painting tarantulas or the reaper. The reaper batteries, rapier batteries. Um, I don't know, something about them. I just don't look forward to them. I didn't look forward to doing. I've done so many of them too, and it was miserable the entire time. Why was it miserable? Can't tell you. they're just so small and full of detail, and I want to give it that detail, and I think that made it miserable. Give me a second. I'm gonna try to find an example here for you. A bunch of the Malcador, these are kind of painful too because this gold trim on these things took 2 hours per tank. All this gold on this guy, we did it on live stream. I did it like start to finish on one, and it was so much work, so much time. 2 hours. That's uncomfortable. And I, you know, big tanks for the solar auxiliary is like their shtick. So I got more of these to, I don't have more Shadowswords, but I will have more of the other, of like, I need to do some more Storm Hammers maybe, and maybe some more Bane Blades. I got 2 more Bane Blades, and then I think I'm out of these, so I'd have to buy more, which I'm trying to avoid. I want to not do because I'm trying to cut down on the gray pile of shame. This is the gray penance after all. Yeah. But I'm going to say that these things here, this little thing here is just, this was exhausting to paint. And you can see I tried to shade, I shaded these things, these areas where you get the blue and there's little dots there, a bit there, and like lining up this black line for the tips of the missiles. And then like, the getting the paint in there and everything and around it. Look, I oh my goodness, what is wrong with me? I haven't looked at these up close in a minute, but I got this like little bit there. I don't know if you can see this. Can I get that to focus? That's the best I can get it. There's like these little spots. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 different spots in here where I've done a different color. That looks miserable. I can't believe I did that. And I have another box of those I got to do. I think I have 2 more boxes of those I have to do. I have a box and a half of these guys I have to do still. These can't be as bad. And yet, I feel like they were. And I feel like it's because of these wheels in here. I'm trying to get all that. It's been a minute since I've done them, though. I haven't played with them in an even longer time because I've been playing more of the Titans. No, somebody called. Somebody tried to call me and they've messed up my video. So they yeah, those I just remember those being really difficult, really uncomfortable to do. Lancers are the best knight at the moment, very stoppy. Lancers do feel like they are Lancers have the most durability, right? Like their shield is the best. However, their entire plan for combat is to charge in to something. And if you have it, if I know that you've got something to charge me, I'm not going to give you a good target. My job should be to not give you a good target to charge. Either, what's a good target for the Lancers? Super heavy tanks, big tanks that don't have a lot of dice. That's what you want to charge. And if I know that you're going to charge them, I'm going to have Ogren ready to countercharge. And even if you beat up my Ogren, you're not going to kill them in one hit. You're going to do damage to them. You're going to do a wound to them, and then they have another wound still. And realistically, if I can get you to charge one of my 100-point tanks, I can shoot at you. So, I mean, Lancers are good, but like anything, they need. Hey, Chrono, what's up? Like anything, they can't function properly in a vacuum. They need the other pieces. They need the other pieces to work with. You need something to do the shooting. You need something to provide numbers to assist you in that charge. And I think at least one of the mechanical battle reports I've done against John at ROE has had lancers in them. I know one of them has. I don't remember if the other one did. I think it didn't actually. I charged his Mastodon. And then uh, I also had a bunch of Ursarex charge in also to help with bodies, and I butchered his Saturnine. I messed them up. I did end up losing those guys. I think I lost everything that charged in, but I kept him. I kept the objective for a while, and I kept him from scoring. I kept him from doing what he wanted to with his Saturnine. I believe that battle report was a win for me. I think I lost the one where I didn't have Lancers. So maybe Lancers are the best. Titans are great. Bigger is better. Have you I want to say it's Tobias. You told me last week or 2 weeks ago. I can't remember though. Was it Toby? Tobias? I think you were AFK when I asked this a minute ago, or 30 minutes ago. Toby, yeah. Have you seen the big? Have you seen the big boy? Have you seen the? Have you seen the War Master Titan? And then while you're answering that, scroll back up, try to look and see. Painting Saturnine Terminators, pain in the. Yeah, are you trying to put those? How are you painting yours? And I think you did your salamanders, yeah. Can't remember. Spider bots are the only thing that has ever made you think of going trader. I mean, spider bots are the only thing right now that the traders have that the loyalists don't, unless you count some formations. Which that's kind of like going trader because they have ice cream. I'm not doing it just for a formation. Tank squadron, infantry squad that has moved. Any spider bots. Reach lets you dictate the combats. They should move last. And that's the thing, though. If you spend all your points on lancers, you're not going to have the ability to move them last because the other guy will be able to feed you activations, waiting for you to move your chargers up. So you got to be careful. You got to be aware of that, and that's where long range things with guns, those give you the ability to remove activations from a distance and prepare for when it's time to get into stabbing. You not get them to charge multi-wound targets if you get up it. Well, that's another thing though. The best targets are multi-wound targets. The best things are tanks with multi-wounds, but it's not like you're going to be tied in with them, right? So you charge a multi-wound tank, that tank can't shoot now. That tank can't shoot and it can't first fire or whatever. You can still be shot, but you were going to get shot anyway. And if it's a super heavy tank, you're at -1 to shoot. So that's nice. Yeah, on Discord. I think you sent them. I think you showed them to us. Yeah, on Discord. Oh, if anyone wants the Discord link, let me know, and I will drop a link to it. You've got some green guys. I assume that those are salamanders. You get some green space marines there. Here, I'll do a link. I'll do a link anyway. And anyone who wants to can take this link in the right there. I would like to see. I would Wilson. I would love to see Orcs Tau. Orcs Tau Nids especially. Chaos are doable. I don't know why Chaos, they wouldn't necessarily look the same as they do in 40k, but 30k chaos has chaos demons. I also want to see sisters. Necrons would look pretty good at this scale. Tau would look good at this scale. They'd all look good at this scale, right? What I don't want to see is guard because I already have guard. I'd be kind of upset if I had to have solar auxiliary and guard to play two different time frames. My prediction is what you will see is at some point we will get Custodes, which would also look good at the scale. Custodes and Demons will come out, and then eventually Orcs and Eldar, and then they'll make, and that might be like maybe we don't see those things until second edition Legions Imperialis. I don't know. After that, at some point, how they do it, I don't know, right? Maybe they stop calling Legions Imperialis Legions Imperialis. Maybe it just gets called Warhammer Epic. Maybe they change the name. But eventually they can add in Orcs and Eldar because those were also in the time frame, right? So those might get added into still Legions Imperialis. But eventually, once you have those factions, hey, here's 40k Epic, or something. And then they will add in those other things, and you'll see those other things. Because when the game came out, people were upset. Why doesn't this have Nids? Why doesn't this have Orcs? Why doesn't it have this? With a new game, it makes a lot more sense to only have a couple of molds, a handful of molds, so that you can foster the game, grow the game a bit, and have profits. They have to, it's a business. They have to profit off of it. They don't profit. There's no need. There's no reason for them to be making the game. At the end of the day, it's a business. And as much as we want to see everything, you can't have everything. And if you release 12, 16 factions at once, it doesn't make for, it's not going to sell very well. Because I'll buy a box of Orcs and you'll buy a box of Tyranids and someone else buys a box of Space Marines and nothing sells well. But if you only release Space Marines and you say, hey, Space Marines versus Space Marines because Horus Heresy, and Guard versus Guard because Horus Heresy, well, that's going to make your sales look a lot better. And that's going to make it justifiable to slowly, over time, expand and have more stuff. Even when they made the first Epic, Warhammer Epic, it was originally just Titans. And then they said, hey, here's Space Marines. And then they added they might have added 4 factions all at once after that. But that was also 50 years ago, and it was a lot cheaper to do stuff. I see a redacted message, but I don't know what it was. What happened? How did that happen? Oops. Weird. No. I don't know how that's supposed to work. Good questions, though. I appreciate everyone giving me all these great questions. I'd also appreciate hitting that thumbs up. But if you got questions, ask them. And we did time painting these Shadowswords. How's everybody liking the scheduled stream of about an hour ago? I realize if I say the time, it might not. You might not be tuning in at the same time zone. Um, oh, forgot about this guy. This is where I'm really gonna need a lot of black. Oops. I smell meatloaf being cooked. Did squats exist in 30K, the Renian faction? Yeah, so they would have been squats in 30K, and then at some point they get consumed by Tyranids, and now they're called Votan, Leagues of Votan. And I don't know if the lore is that they're the same people as the squats, or if that's just like the is that like the player explanation, or is that the official lore? Is like, oh yeah, well they were called squats, but I mean they're squats, right? I haven't read any of their lore. I have seen a bit about it. I think they've got like artificial intelligence supercomputers that are kind of like getting old and aging out and not really functioning the same way that they needed to. Something to do with like long reboot times or whatever. But like the AI is telling them like, hey, you know what you need for this battle coming up? You need something that can do this, and it'll make them like blueprints for new technology or something. I don't know. That's just like a rough comparison, a rough draft of kind of how they work. But yeah, they got some weird stuff going on. They are a faction. If you made them in Legions Imperialis scale, I wouldn't care. They're like the one that I wouldn't do. Hey, Dad, grammar. I haven't seen you. I was gonna stop at Dad. I was gonna just say Dad, but you're not my dad. The regularly scheduled streams are a good idea. Unfortunately for you, normal time clashes with long standing. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can move it to Wednesdays or something. I move it to Wednesdays. I guess it's the time. I feel like this time is a good time for me. The day of the week doesn't matter so much. I wouldn't want to do it on Thursdays. And no, squats are not playable in 30K. Don't move it. I might add to it. I might make more streams if it gets big enough. If it becomes successful enough. I feel like as distracted as I am talking while painting, I do feel like I'm less distracted than during my solo painting sessions. I will end up like, oh, let me clean the brush. Let me clean the brush, and well, you know, once it's clean, let me set it down and look at my phone real quick, and see if there's any I'll start scrolling and stuff. I can't interrupt D&D. Yeah. Squat, yeah. So Leagues of Votan, aka squats, not something I would want to see in Legions Imperialis. Uh, Hold on, let me rephrase that. That makes it sound like I don't want other people to be happy. I will not be excited for them. I'll be excited for other people getting what they want, but like I'm not going to get them just for that. Uh, I would instead be focusing my time and effort. Nids and sisters, Tyranids and sisters, some horde army, and if I can't have Tyranids, I'll settle for orcs. Which I'll probably get orcs. They'll probably have orcs first anyway. I just think a horde of mids would be awesome at this scale, and then I would love to have like a huge amount of sisters battle. I don't want to see guard because I feel like they would make guard, and that would obsolete the solar, and I don't like that. So just keep solar. Just keep it solar. And I feel like that's the big problem with like the biggest argument for they will never make LI into 40k time is, what do you do? Do you obsolete? Do you make all of the solar stuff obsolete, or do you have them alongside guard? And I think both of those options are awful. Orcs or Eldar, they would be the well, yeah. They'd be what we would see first. I think once you flesh out everything, and it'd be years in between. All right, see you later, Toby. Thanks for coming by. See you next week. I think once you've fleshed out 30k in Legions Imperialis, eventually, and it might be some time, right? Like, it's been some time since we've gotten anything new. It's been some time since we got the Mastodons and the Saturnine and everything. But eventually, you say, all right, where else can we take this game? And you do the rest of the factions that existed at the time, and then eventually you say, all right, we've got these models, we can make 40k stuff. Now, what they may end up doing is they may end up saying, hey, here's the 40k timeline that we're doing for epic scale is Primaris stuff. There is no Space Marines, it's all Primaris. Small difference at that scale, but that's what they decide to do. And then they may say, that the guard, they may do a whole new guard, and the only thing that stays the same is the vehicles. Or they may make new vehicles because now the Lehman Russ has sponsons. I don't know. I mean, that's the biggest hurdle for the game, bringing the game into 40k. I have seen some fan rule books for Xenos. The problem is I just also would want to have official models. Chrono asks, have I played against Sisters of Battle before? No, I have Sisters of Battle. I have quite a few Sisters of Battle. They are the last 40k thing I was painting was Sisters of Battle. I had moved over to Sisters of Battle and started painting that stuff. I was painting up a squad of Seraphim at the time, actually. When this game came out, and then I had to stop painting. I stopped painting them. I stopped in the middle of painting them so that I could paint this stuff. The problem with the Xenos rulebook for me is I like the real models. 3D printing might be cheaper and stuff, but like it never feels as good to me. And at this scale, I think those flaws might be even more noticeable. And then I'd hate for them to actually come out with it. I'd hate for them to actually come out with the models, and I have things that aren't the way that the game, the way that they went with it aren't the way that I built my stuff. Or, I've got too many big monsters or something, and that's probably not possible. But I've got too much of something. I put too many things on the base, and now it doesn't look right. Or the rules that they went for other stuff just is different. I don't know. There's a couple of things that could go wrong that I just don't want to mess with. And besides, I have plenty of stuff to paint, so it's not like I'm hurting for something to do. So I don't want to take my time away from it to do something else. Custodes. You want to see Custodes? Me too. I'd also like to see demons, and you guys call me a traitor for that. Heavy weapon Astartes, super heavy Mechanicum weapons, yes. Imperator Titan, yes. Also yes to the heavy weapon Astartes. And I want to see an infantry Mark II box for Astartes, Solar, and Mechanicum. And I think we will see that because if you go over to Horus Heresy and you look at what they've come out with recently, okay, you can't look at what they came out with recently, but if you go through and you do if you dig through everything, right? They got the Breacher teams. they got the Breacher teams for Space Marines. They got the Velatari with guns that we haven't done yet, and they've come out with more Sentinel options. And they've got for Mechanicum, they've got the, are they called Striders? They got, I mean, essentially Scutari, right? But yeah, bring out that Imperator Titan. Oh, I will probably buy only one, even though I will have a Trader lead Titan Legio. So I have something to shoot against my Loyalist Legio. Uh, I have not fought against Sisters of Battle because they're a newer army, and I have them, so I'm the person playing them. So it just hasn't happened that I've seen them on the other side of the table. I think I've seen them on the other side of the table once, and it was like we were playing. The guy was like, "Let's play Crusader for my Crusade game." Um, Back in 2001, I want to say, and he kind of made me play his Crusade game. And when you play Crusade, you get a bunch of upgrades and stuff. So he had a bunch of like things that weren't part of the actual game that he was using, and I didn't really, he kind of blindsided me with him, and I kind of felt like, I did not enjoy that. So like he had extra stuff that I didn't have available to me, More fluff hero. You mean like named heroes and stuff? I don't know if that would. I mean, I'm sure it'd be fun, but like I don't know how well that fits. I think that might. I don't know how well that would fit. Right, the game has such small granular. It it's not very. It's not granular. Or it's too granular. I don't remember. This is not looking quite the way I had wanted it to look. How does this look? How does this look if I do it like that? Mm. I might end up needing to do something more to this. We'll find out. Okay. I have my Legio Ignatum decals. I just need to put them on still. I bought the things. I paid all this money for them. I need to put them on. I just haven't done it. Would they though? Here's the problem with Primaris, trying to sell Primaris, is you and I will each only ever need to buy one. Every player in the game will only ever need to buy one. How many boxes of these do you need to buy? You might not need any because you might not play Solar. I play Solar. I bought 3 of these boxes. And having a box that sells once it makes that box more expensive. So maybe they have to make that box more expensive, right? Because it's only going to ever sell once, and the mold is still going to cost quite a bit of money. So, like, look at the Primarch kits for 40K. Those things cost like 100. Those things cost a lot. I don't remember what they cost. I don't know what they cost. They cost a lot, and I don't know what Crusade was. No, Crusade. Oh, sorry. I know what Crusade is. Crusade is like 40K. Crusade is like an expansion to 40K, where it's like keeping track of the game and saying, okay, you won, and you won by this many points. You get you get uh, uh, special points that you can use to make your next you can get special points that you can use for your next army list. So you can give it's kind of like legacy, right? Kind of like a legacy rule set where um, these sisters, this squad that you had, they survived, so they've become veterans, and you pay points to upgrade them, and now they do more than the normal squad would have done. That's not something that's in the game normally. $70 for the detail sheets? Seems like a lot for decal sheets. I have some really cool decal sheets. I'll have to pull them out sometime. Um, I bought them from somebody that printed them, uh, but he kind of doesn't like. He's not doing it for profit or anything. Well, I guess he is doing it for profit, but it's like not like a business for him. It's like something he does on the side. So or something like that is how he explained it. But I'll have to pull those out. They look really cool. I don't want to mess them up. Yeah, that is expensive. Yeah, I did not pay that much. I think I paid like $30 for it. But maybe you get more on that eBay list. But they look really good though. I bet they look really good. I need to just do it. I don't know, but you can't undo it. It's not like this brush stroke. If I mess this brush stroke up, I can redo it. If I mess up a decal, that's it. That decal is there now, and it is. I can take it off. I could take it off, but I won't be able to redo that decal. I won't be able to use that somewhere else. I won't be able to. You know, I'll be down one decal forever. If I run out of this paint, which I may well do, um, I don't. I can go to the store and get more. Paint's gotten expensive too. Ugh. I'll admit this black is taking a lot longer than I was expecting it to take. Crusade sounds fun for veterans. Sounds like it could be fun for Horse Heresy or Battle of Terra events. But ambushing somebody with well, it's not. Crusade is meant to be played like, hey, let's start a Crusade campaign, and you get a group of people to play it, um, and you continue playing it that way. Um, so James is in a Crusade game. They play it regularly. Uh, this was while I was in Cali, and I asked the people at the store. I said, "Hey, is anybody trying to play a game of 40K?" And somebody was like, "I'm trying to play 40K." And I was like, "Sweet, how many points?" It was like 750 or something. I don't know. It was something. It was a small game. I was like, "Okay, cool." And that's the thing. At small points levels, if you bring something really powerful, it can be hard to deal with. Like, oh, we're playing so little points. I only have one unit that can defeat tanks. You brought a Titan. I only have one unit that can long range tanks. You brought a whole Titan. I can't deal with that. I'm not a Titan, but a Knight. So this guy like blindsided me with the like, oh, we're gonna play Crusade. I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna use my Crusade army. I did mine, but I'm nice, so I was like, yeah, whatever. He's like, you get 50 extra points. 50 points? Okay, cool. That's not even a whole squad. Like that doesn't, that might not matter. 50 points may not matter, may not do as much as the trade-off for, well, these sisters are now, they've got better armor and they're now, it's a normal sister squad. So there's 10 of them with bolt guns, but when you shoot them, they have an additional save or something. I don't know. Like that's not necessarily a fair trade. It's a fair trade if I also had, upgrades and stuff. Some of the upgrades maybe I hit more often. I don't know. Yeah, it was unpleasant. So when asked, have I ever played against sisters? No, because I don't count that. I don't count that miserable experience as a game. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. I paid a late to the party tax on terrain, and I could probably 3D print it, and I'm not gonna. This is why I'm glad I'm not in the military anymore. Because when I deploy, I would look at eBay and I'd be like, oh, you know what I really want to buy? The Imperial Defense Network. I really want to buy this Imperial Defense Network. Oh, and you know what else I can find? The Tempestus Firebase. Yeah, that's a great purchase. Oh, does 40K still use trenches? No? Oops. Seventh edition was a rough time. I've seen people early 8th and 9th when Primaris were like just coming out and everything. Primaris were still on the rise. They're on the rise now, but like they were still very young compared to where they are now. People would say, I'd hear people saying that they, ninth. I preferred seventh. They preferred seventh because it didn't have Primaris, and they, God forbid, GW make anything new, right? And I'm just like, you preferred that train wreck? Like, okay, if I had 9 Razorbacks, 7th edition would have been fantastic. If I had 9 Razorbacks, 60 Tactical Marines, 20 Assault Marines, 20 Devastators, a command squad, I would have had a great time. But my opponents would have had a miserable time because they're not getting 500 points of free transports. Yes, you can put decals on. Let me see if I can give you a picture. Oh, here we go. Let me show you what decals are, just in case you don't know what it is. Yes, it's cheaper to buy it than it is to. It's cheaper to buy the printer than it is to buy the terrain. I don't like the way printed stuff looks, so I like buying the terrain. I'm weird like that. So these are decals, right? And what you do is these ones are really small, but you cut them out, you soak them in water for a bit, and then you put them on a flat surface, and you move them around a little bit, and there's a little bit more work that goes into it than that. But then you end up having this on that, right? Just that black part or the white part, right? The rest of it's clear, so you can see through it. So you could put it on a D&D model or on terrain or whatever. It just needs a flat surface to fit. And ideally, realistically, it doesn't work very well on curved surfaces. I had an entire Space Wolf army that I had put all the decals on for the shoulder pad to say which of the great companies I was. And this was back in 3rd edition. And every single one of them, like, came off because I didn't do it right, but also like the curving part where it curves on the shoulder pad didn't work very well. And you'd see like the raised edges and stuff. Now, I was 10, 11, 12. I don't know. I was really young, so I was just doing stuff. It probably didn't go on as well as it should have. Probably could have been done better, but yeah. Yeah, I have for when I do use that Legio Ignatum stuff, I have a little bag somewhere of where did it go? Oh, here it is. The person at the store said that I could use this stuff. And they made it sound like this was all I needed. So I need to use this. I need to do a test run and use this stuff first on something else so that I know that this works the way I think it works. It doesn't seem excessive. Saturn dreadnoughts are worse, though. I think. I do not know where my. I have. Oh, he's over there. Yeah, I don't know why they came in so many parts. So that you could decide. I don't know. I mean, it could have came in less parts. I don't think you need to heat seal them with a heat gun or a blow dryer. I could be wrong. Again, I haven't messed with them since I haven't messed with them in 26 years at least. So and you know, I was a kid, so I probably did it wrong. I probably need to do it better. I really wish people would stop trying to call me. Oh, markers. So need to I'm gonna need to watch a video. You made a video doing how to do decals? Is it in English? I can't remember. Yeah, I might be getting you confused with the guy that's German. I think you're Australian, yeah? I'll have to watch it though. I'll have to watch that video and because I do not want to mess up those decals. This music, I hope you guys like it. I want to play Fable now. Does anyone else hear this music and think, ooh, Fable? Oh, really? Hundreds? It's in Polish. Okay. Um, less helpful for me, I guess. Uh, so I was right. Oh, you guys can't hear it? They said they could hear it earlier. Jessica said she could hear it, and I think Toby said he could hear it. Oh, I've seen a video where somebody used the multi-language track option, and like you watch it one time and he kind of like asks this question throughout the video or something. I can't remember what it was exactly. And at the end of the video he said, watch this again in Klingon, right, which is the made up language in Star Trek. And when you watch it that time, he's instead talking about like the process of something, like the science behind something. I was like, oh, that's really cool. Can you hear music now? It's probably for the best. It's really repetitive stuff. I think the music's AI. I don't know. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. In the beginning of the video, they said that they could hear it. And that's weird. Okay, what if I here? I'll try the music a little. All right, can you hear it now? I think you should be able to hear it. The song that was on when they said they could hear it, um, that song ended a while ago. So I'm wondering if that's why you couldn't hear anything. You hear one five. It's not loud enough to be getting picked up. So if I do that, it's coming from the computer, so it's like a foot away from the microphone, whereas my face is right next to the microphone. So that's probably why it's a very stark difference. But I turned it up. You turn it up, so you should be able to. It should be quite louder, quite a bit louder now. Really, I can't. Okay, I can't. If I turn it up any louder, I'm gonna be like trying to talk over it, and then that's just gonna have you guys turning the volume down. It's folksy. It's a little folksy. Yeah. What is it called? It's called Celtic music, medieval Celtic music fantasy. I just thought it'd be nice to have something in the background a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. It I've done it in the past where I use my camera. I use the camera from my computer, and I would have I use the camera from my computer, and I'd use my phone to do the to play the music. Well, now I'm using my computer to play the music and my phone for the camera. So that is having some kind of, that is different. Yeah. I'll look at this again. I'll look at this box. That's what I'm missing. The little bit that goes over. That'll probably make this look a little bit better. Any Illin pipes in that track? No. What, like, are you saying like people? Like lyrics? No, I don't think so. I don't think I've ever listened to this one before. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great time. I'll see you next week. They were the ones that said that they could. Oh, bagpipes, but less harsh, just an instrument? No, I don't know. I don't know. I think this is AI generated. I have no idea. Jessica was the one that was saying they could hear the music earlier. They didn't chime in at all about whether or not we can hear the music now. I feel betrayed. Now I wonder if they ever even heard it. I do hope that we see more stuff for Legions soon. It feels like it has been quite a while since we have had any kind of update or anything. When did the Saturnine come out? Like that was Christmas. That was around Christmas time frame, yeah. So, so, it's been 5 months. So we're a little bit. It's only when I'm talking. It's terrible. I just have to keep talking then. I don't like that. Can I change some setting on my? Can I change a setting on my camera? Cannot. All right. See you next time. Thanks for stopping by, Chrono. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with that. I don't know how to make it pick up anymore. Oh wait, no, I can share screen. I can share screen. See you Thursday. I don't know how to make the best use of that. I could turn up the music louder and put earphones on so it doesn't distract me and maybe you guys hear it. I think the other option is I need to get a proper camera for my computer. Camera? Would it be a camera? Recorder? I don't know. I need to get something different. And then I can go back to playing the music on my phone. And then the camera on the computer might pick up the music on the phone better because I'll have the music on the phone closer to the computer than the computer is currently to the thing. Because maybe no, yeah, that's my idea. There, I guess I could do this. Yeah, it was all the way in December, dude. We are due. We are so due. All right, what do I do this? I'm gonna pull the computer closer. I'll move that. There we go. That is probably the best the music's gonna get. I think every 6 months. I think roughly every 6 months, right? The problem is there's a lead time, right? So the last thing we saw was in December. That's the 12th, right? That's month 12. Um, so we probably got it halfway through the month, maybe, and that means we were finding out about it probably roughly around now. So, so in the next couple of weeks, if they continue with a 6-month release schedule for us, in the next couple of weeks we'll find out about something. But 11th edition is coming out next month, so we're not going to get any. We're not getting anything next month. They're going to be focusing on 11, or maybe we do get something. I don't know. I don't know. I hope it's soon. On one hand, I hope it's soon. On the other hand, I suppose if they continue to wait, it does mean I'll have more time to finish painting stuff. So there's that. I gotta get rid of all this gray pile of shame. And then they need to make, we were talking about things that they need to make. They still need to give us a light tank for solar. We have a formation that can't be, that we have a formation slot that can't use light tank. There's no such thing exists. So we either need to update the formation and say that it's not there, that, remove that slot from us, or they need to make something to go there. And they have in the aerial assault formation, they have the for Space Marines, they have a Vanguard slot, and nothing can go there because it has to go into it has to be able to go into a Thunderhawk, and you can't put the cavalry into a Thunderhawk, so they need something to go in there. So they gotta finish a couple of things. It ain't much, but there's a little bit of stuff that they still got to do. I don't like this song. Oh, and it's done. As soon as I say that I don't like the song, it finishes. This paint is very goopy. It's lost a lot of its water. It's coming out real thick. Jessica had asked what my favorite models to paint were, and I said Titans. You just keep working at them, and then you end up with like, boom, that's 600 points. Speaking of great pile of shame, you actually finished all your unpainted plastic for a game system you play, Mech Warrior. This has made a negligible impact on the pile overall. What you finished, like, was it like one box of stuff? I've got a box of Mech Warrior, and if I finish it, it is literally nothing. On the beginning of 2025, we had a lot of releases of new stuff, more than 10 new units. Second half of 2025, we had one. This year, none. 10 mechs. You can play the game. Yeah, and then was it the end of 2024? We also had we had all the mech stuff, all the Mechanicum stuff. All the Mechanicum and some of the Dark Mechanicum, or no, all the Mechanicum and all of the Dark Mechanicum came out at the same time. And then there was a little bit more Mechanicum that came out. Generic Mechanicum. I think that was all 2025, yeah. It's it's due. We're due. We're so due. I'll be patient. I'll be patient, but it's just like, it's hard to wait. It's hard to wait for so long, and you do start to wonder, like, is this it? That's the other problem with the 3D printers, right? If you 3D print everything, if everyone 3D prints and no one buys, GW will be like, oh, well, stop making it because don't make any more. Don't make anything new because nobody's going to buy it. So there's a danger, there's a risk, And obviously, there's only a couple of people doing it. It's fine. But if everybody does it, it stops me. As much stuff as they have given us, I think they're still going to make more. I think I think we've been successful enough. I think we've been successful enough of a game that they're not going to pull the rug just yet. If they do, if they stop making Legion, if they came out and they said, hey, they were transparent about it, hey, no more Legions Imperialis, would you get what you could while you could? Or, games with yourself, for your own collection, for playing with your own people, I got my kids I can play with. Would you continue? Would you get what you need? As it were. What would you do? Would that, or would you drop it? Or would you drop it like a? If they abandon it, do you abandon it too? Because, well, if they're not going to make anything more, why would you even keep what you got? What's your take? I want to hear. What do you mean exclusive for AT though? When you say the last stuff that was exclusive for AT was in 2023, what was exclusive for AT? The books? None of AT is exclusive to AT. All of AT is available for Legions Imperialis. Or are you talking about the books? What about mech? I would probably buy a few more Marines. AT companion. Okay, yeah. But I mean, you see what I'm saying, though, right? Like the only thing that was ever, after Legions of Imperialis came out, the only thing that was exclusive to AT at that point became its books. There's all the rest of it. Mechanicum's rough. Mechanicum's rough because it's not a full faction. Um, if you want to play the full game, right, flyers and all, you need to take allies, and they want you to take allies, but they're the only ones that you need to take allies. And by they, I do mean both factions, both Mechanicums. I guess you technically need to take allies with Titans and Knights too, but like, I don't think that's how people want to play the game. if they stopped supporting the game tomorrow, I would have to buy some more Space Marines. I'm done with mech. I would have to buy 2 more boxes of Dark Mech just so I could have larger squads of the Dark Mech stuff. Right, David, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for the company. Lieutenant gets the legs. Hey, I'll see you next time. Thanks for flying by. Half of your break from ATLI and done to Battletech. It's super fun to play. Lore is so wide. I only got 200. You have 250 mechs? Oh my goodness. I don't know what Lances and Stars are. I have 1 box of mechs, and I haven't opened it yet. It's still in its plastic wrap. I bought it, and then LI was coming out, and I was like, well, never getting to these. But I have it. I thought maybe my son would enjoy playing it or something. Lance is 4 mechs. Star is 5 mechs. So like 48 mechs? How do you get 250 mechs and then you've got... Oh, you have 250 mechs. You've painted 44 to 55 of them. Somewhere between 44 and 55 of them are painted. Goodness, that's a lot of mechs, dude. That's a lot of models. That's 250 models. I'm going to be honest with you, as you're now the only one in here. I thought I would paint a lot quicker today. I did not realize how much it would take to do all this black. But I am finishing these guys today. They're not gonna. Next week's video is gonna be. Next week's live stream will be something different. Has to be, right? I said finishing touches. I can't go back on that. I can't paint something. I can't come back next week and be like, hey guys, we're still painting these because we're not done yet. Can I? That doesn't seem appropriate. That seems disingenuous. I'd like to change my answer. I'd like to change my answer to the question earlier. What is my least favorite thing to paint? It's these guys. Why are they taking so long? I thought I was gonna finish today. I said I would finish today. It's not fair. There is time now. I'm gonna blame this. What color is this? Black Legion. I'm gonna blame Black Legion. Back last fall or something when I was working on the. I can't remember if it was when I was painting the War Master or if it was when I was building it. But there was that kid that came in and he was like, "Hey, yeah, I'm 12 or something. I don't remember." Young guy came in and he said he was interested in learning more and everything. I hope he's doing well. I haven't seen him come back on in a while. Painted a single Reaver Titan for 4 streams straight, 3 hours each. Oh, really? When you say 4 streams straight, are you saying you painted them like back to back? So you did 12 hours in one sitting? Or like, listen, Charles, I don't want to hear that kind of negativity. If I don't yap, then I don't feel like we have a live stream. I feel like I need to talk for the live stream, yeah? It's an occupational hazard. it's this brush. This is a small brush and everything. Oh, okay. Charles, have you been like dropping in and out of the chat? Okay, I'll let you have your fun. Oh, did you see my sinister? I don't know what's going on. Look at this dunk that's building up on the side. This music is awful. I hope you guys can't hear the music. It is awful. What am I listening to? Let's get this commercial break. Oh, do you have more manacles or is it just that one? Okay, I keep seeing I see the number go up and down, and I wonder. I was wondering, like, I wonder if that's just like, are people disconnecting briefly and then logging back in? And maybe it's happening so quick that they don't even notice anything, right? And I'm thinking that that's what's happening to some extent. Somebody came into the fully abandoned Mortis Manifold, Botanicus Manifold, we've got Tempestus Manifold, and the Warlords Castle. Two huge armies for LI. Yeah, that's a lot of manifolds. How big are your manifolds? Wait. No, the manifold would be like the manifold is like a formation, yeah? So like 4 to 5 Titans or like so manifold would be like 4 to 5 Titans or something, and then as opposed to like an army of them where you've got like, how many do I have now? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6. Yeah. So I've got 6 Titans in my. I have 7. I have 7 Titans in my Legio Tempestus, and then I have the Sinister. I've seen some people where they had. I didn't know if you were saying. I didn't know if you were saying that you've got 2 armies, because I've seen pictures of people where they post their picture. They got like 12 Titans or something. Banner would be like. Banners can be from anywhere from 3 to like you can have a pretty big banner. I will at some point need to paint. I have them already. I will at some point need to paint my Loyalist Mechanicum. And I'm going to paint them green. And then I have a Loyalist Household. And then I'm stuck on, do I paint them green? Or do I paint them something else? Like maybe I want to paint them more to match the red and yellow or something. Or maybe I go yellow and black and gold. I don't know yet. Right now, my plan is to just kick that can down the road and not worry about it. Oops. Oh, how's that look? Here, give me my hand for backdrop. Well, that's pretty good, I think. Put this little piece right here. Got that on the other side. Well, I'm gonna dirty it up a bit. I give it the shades though. Right now, I need clean lines. Why you don't have dirty volcano cannons on your shadow swords? You know why you don't have dirty volcano cannons on your Titan hunters? Because they only ever get to shoot once before the Titans find out where they are and focus fire. Yeah, no, they feel like they fit, right? You get um in Titanicus you get those you can get Titan Hunter squads, right? And they're basically like a distraction. It's like a command point or something type deal. I only played like one I only played like a demo game of Titanicus. But yeah, that was one of those things that stuck out to me. Is like, oh, that'd be really cool to have. That'd be a really cool thing to have a model for. Yeah, these things are just as big as. Why do stalkers? Why do stalkers get to be in Titanicus? but these things don't. A little underwhelmed by the Stalker's rules. I feel like it just isn't a lot of gun for as expensive as they are. I guess it is a good bit of gun, but it's like you gotta go. It's it's a short range, which is fine. You're not paying as much. It's less shots, which is fine. You're not paying as much. And what they didn't pay attention to is it's a short range and it's less gun. It's not only not as strong, it's also not as long range, and it's not that much cheaper. Two of them is 175 points, whereas two of these is two super heavies is 100 points minimum. Is well 200 points. So like I don't know, it kind of feels like maybe they should have been a little bit cheaper. Yeah, they got a bunch of void shield or construct shields, but those are easy to get rid of, and then they never come back. I did not watch Kill Lupercal. I need to get a subscription to do that. I have seen parts of it. Probably seen the whole thing by now, just by seeing parts of it here and there. But yeah, I do want to see that. There's a couple of shows I want to see on it, but a whole streaming service for a couple of shows is just not enough. And like, I'd have to keep that streaming service for a whole year to get the model out of it. I guess the model could technically be worth the streaming service alone. The way GW prices its models. Give it another year or two, and I'll probably get the subscription. Have you watched Kill Lupercal? No, we don't want to listen to commercials. Let's get that. You're not getting free commercial break out of me. Nice, nice. I have seen like the great reveal at the end, and I'm not gonna say what it is. I don't want to spoil anything. And maybe there's another greater reveal that I don't know about. But like I found it I found it hard to believe. I found it to be impractical, what they did there. On one hand, like, oh, that's rich. But on the other hand, it's like, you mean to tell me that that's that was visible? They made this huge long jerk. Where were you able to see this from that you weren't able to just take a shot from? Also, got a census on those things where they were able to do that. Maybe it's better explained if I watch the whole thing though. So I guess I'll reserve judgment. But like I said, I found it a bit difficult, a little bit challenging to suspend my belief. All right. I think those look good. I think they'll need a little bit of a touch up at some point. And I might want to add a little bit more color to them. And that's unfortunate because I thought I had moved past that point. I really thought today's video would be the last video for this for these guys, and I'm learning that is not the case, because if I have to touch that up, that means I have to go back to metallics. I thought I was going to do quite a few other things. I just spent 2 hours only on the Black Legion contrast, but for 4 tanks, I got 4 tanks done with it. I did chat quite a bit for it, so I guess it's not entirely. I mean, it took a bit of time, but I guess it's not an entirely unreasonable amount of time. And now I have to. So the next thing I need to do is I need to do these lines, right? I need to make those cables red. And to do that, so here, we got red. We got a little bit of red there. There's a guy on this one that I need to make look like this. A little bit of red there, and that's really it. I didn't do this bit red, so we don't need to do that bit red, but for these other ones, I need to do that. And in order to get that red, I'm going to paint it with, this Blood Angels red contrast. And before I can do that, I need to first paint it white. That'll come up next. So maybe I keep painting for a little bit longer. Last couple of weeks I've been doing this video as a 2-hour video, and we're past that point. And I mean, this won't take too long. Let's get that stuff finished, and then let's go a little bit longer today. Let's go a little bit longer today, because you know what I want to do? I don't have to do the wash on stream, on chat, but maybe I will. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to do another week of these guys, but I might finish them throughout the week, or I'll probably finish them throughout the week. But what I can do is I can start painting throughout the week. Instead of painting these guys throughout the week, I can start working on the tiles. I can start working on the tiles, and that'll give me something to do. I do have to stop soon because my daughter has scouts, so I won't be able to go much further past that point. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Would you be upset to watch this next week and we're still painting these guys? Or would you be upset that I finish it over the week and you don't get to see it finished on stream? What is the other part I grabbed? I need this closer so I can see it. I need my reference. Oh, this is. Are there super heavies in Kill Rubrical? Or is it just missile? Like, I guess there is. The clips I saw, I know it was like a lot of like dudes running around. But I guess there's also some tanks and stuff. I don't know. I changed the music that I'm playing too. I was playing something a little bit more fantasy, folksy, and now I'm playing something a bit more swingy, a bit quicker tempo and upbeat. And I wonder if it's making me want to paint faster. So let's see. This guy here needs to have his entire head painted white, so that I can then paint it blue. Oh my goodness. So the white paint just dries up at the tip so quickly. See if we can get this white done before we call it a day. The shoulders are going to be blue, and this little bit of cape there is going to be red. And I think that's all that I do for him. Yeah. So his backpack is black. A little bit of his cod piece is going to be blue. So the other guy's cod piece is not blue, and I don't know. That's just because I couldn't get to it. Remember, that's because I can't get to it because I think I painted blue on the rest of the guys. So I'm thinking that I couldn't get to. We're up against the clock now. If there's any other questions, any other things that anybody wants to ask, now's a good time. I had a lady in the post office today, and she told me that she was talking to my postmaster actually, but she was telling him how I twitched your stream or something. I don't know, some other platform, and she had like 4 million subscribers or views or something. I don't know. She's like a cleaning thing, and she's been on like Dr. Oz and stuff, and I want to say it was like Southern Comfort or something, Southern something. Oh, did I forget his name? It was Red also. No, no, they're not. There's bunch of other tables and stuff that really could have done. I don't know. So she's like got this. She has this cleaning stuff, and she did like a video. You know, she didn't want to. She videoed herself like cleaning a drain or something. She didn't want to pay somebody a bunch of money to clean her drain, so she did it herself and she videoed it, and it went viral. And now she's like really big or whatever. or kind of big. I'm not sure what's considered really big. I have no idea. She's certainly bigger than me. But I'm also not in the cleaning space. So I talked with her real quick, because I was like, trying to ship a package and everything, so I didn't have a lot of time. That was just something that was on my mind that I wanted to share, though. I tried looking up her. She said something about her. She said her. I asked her what her channel was. I was like, "What do I look for?" And I think she said Southern Comfort. And I tried looking that up, and I think I ended up getting like a song or something. I didn't look it up until like after she had left. So maybe she wasn't Southern Comfort. Maybe she was something Southern Cleaning. I don't know. What was on my mind after she left was Southern Comfort, and that is not what. That was not what was popping up when I tried to Google it. So, but she lives around here. That's cool. I consider myself in a lower population area of America, so to be so near and so new. What brand of Metallica? Uh, what brand of metallics? I use all the paint I use is Citadel paints. I've used other brands. I think I've used like Army Painter paints before for a different game where I wanted a different look, but like, um, and I'm not gonna sit here and try to tell you that like, oh yeah, well, uh, Warhammer Citadel paints is the best. No, this is just what I've been using for so long, and at this point, I don't want to try to switch. Good night, Dad. I'll see you next week. Thanks for coming by. Have a good night. Yeah, yeah. So I end up using my favorites are Retributor armor for gold. Um, I use Balthazar gold for this bronzy color in the back here, and then I use lead belcher for the silver and stuff, and it looks pretty good after you give it an Agrax Earth shade. If in my opinion, for my Titans, I'll use like I think it's Warlock bronze or something. I use like a darker. What is this? Let me see. I use this, yeah, Warlock bronze. I use that in a couple of places to try to give it, a little bit more diversity in the colors. So much of the Titans are going to be metallic. I try to just break it up with some stuff. You see how this is largely broken up with all this trim going everywhere. Without these bits being painted differently, it'd kind of just be a lot of color. It'd be a lot of just emptiness and stuff, right? And then you'd be like, well, why are those lines not painted differently? But by breaking them up with these things, I feel it really brings it all together. Yeah, Citadel paints, it could be better. I'm told that other stuff is better. I'm told that the way that these models are is bad and awful, and people like to do different things with it. I've been using this stuff since I was 10. At this point, like this is what I'm comfortable and familiar with. And as an artist, I just feel like my comfort zone is what I'm good with. So I use this brush. I've used this brush until it got awful and bent and out of shape and stuff. And I continue using it. And I use this brush, and I used it until it got awful and ruined. And I try to go, and this is a newer brush that I started using for these guys. But I try to go to the store and like, oh, what do I need? I need a new brush to replace those because those are bad. And then I get there and I'm looking at it and it's like, I don't know what I like. A new brush doesn't do what this old garbage brush. Then it becomes a dry brush. Yeah, it becomes that brush that kind of fits that curve just right. And it becomes that brush that I use to sloppily put this on because I don't care how well that goes on. I clean it up later with something else. And but I go to the store, I try to buy a better brush, a new brush, and that brush doesn't have that curve. It doesn't have what I'm using this brush for. I can't find something that does it the way I want it. This is what I'm comfortable with. I've gotten familiar with. I know that curvature. I know where it's splayed out like that, and it's kind of that thing that makes it ruined makes it exactly what I need right now. And that's kind of weird. But that's how it is. And there's nothing I can do about it. But yeah, they all become dry brushes at some point. And then eventually I throw them, and then eventually I'm just like, you can't do anything for me anymore. And I need to throw you away so that I can force myself to buy another one. Thanks for the question. Good question. I like how it led me down that tangent too. So I see late arrival, but you've watched before, yeah? I don't know. I can't remember if I recognize your name. I'm bad with names. I'm sorry. I mean, I see that you're Tom, but there's a couple of people where I've seen their names several times. Jessica's new, but I recognize Dad Grammar. Charles is new, but I know him. Recent follower in the last several months. Oh, thank you. Thanks for joining. Earlier in the video, in case you don't want to go back and watch the beginning, I was talking about. Well, I'm sure you've noticed. I'm trying to do these live streams now, scheduled weekly. Won you over with my side titan. That side titan. That is. Everyone should have something, a model like that, where they just pour their love into it and they can just be happy. Right, and I recognize those for the kind words that they are, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing this live stream, weekly painting live stream, which is cool because I feel like normally when I paint, I've got to clean my brush right now, right? So I'm cleaning my brush, and you know what? Since I cleaned my brush, I should check my phone and see if anything. I should doom scroll a little, and I get sidetracked. And I get sidetracked so easily, and I spend so much time not painting because I'm sidetracked. And right now I'm sidetracked because I'm talking with everybody. This entire live stream I've been sidetracked by side talking with everybody, but better than doom scrolling. So I feel like it's good. No. Maybe. I don't know. I don't feel burned out. I feel like I want to finish this. I was supposed to stop like 25 minutes ago, but I want to finish these guys. And if I stop the live stream, I'm trying to decide: do I finish them off? Do I finish them before next week off stream, or do I finish them now, or do I finish them next week on stream? I don't know. I haven't decided, but we're getting so close. We're so close to the end here, and it's like I just want to do it. I just want to get it done, And then I got to decide what we're gonna do there. Pirate Roy, how are you? How is Perth? How's the weather in Perth right now? Where is Perth? Thanks for joining us. I stuck around a little bit later than I was going to. I don't think I'll get burned out doing it every other week. Also, I need to do. If I'm being honest with you, I need to do more. I need to spend more time doing content. Because right now I have a habit of I have a bad habit of not wanting to put any effort into making a video. So I'll make a video. I will then not make a video for several days, for several weeks, and then you got nothing. Battle reports about that. I'm playing Saturday. I'm going to be playing a 4,000 point game. It's going to be 3,000 points of Titans with 1,000 points of allies. I'm going to make a list, and that'll be Thursday's video will be the list. And then next Thursday's video will be the battle report. Last Thursday's video was on Friday. So, but I feel like I need to probably make more videos. And I was at the club reports are good value. Yeah, it's going to be at the club. At the club, battle reports are good because I don't have to make all the models. John makes his own models, whereas at home battle reports are all me. Every model you see was one that I made. Did you watch the video, the battle report, me versus Star? Me, my knights versus Star's tanks. While I wait for you guys to type the answers to that. Yeah, so beginning of the video, I was saying how I think I'm gonna start doing a bit more 40K stuff. The focus is still gonna be on legions because there's not enough people focus on legions. Plenty of people focus on Warhammer, and they'll do a little bit of legions every now and again. And if I stop making legions, that's probably that's. I don't know how many people are making legions videos. 5? No, there's more because Dad makes them too. But there's like how many people make English ones? Maybe 5 or so. Okay, cool. So yeah, let me know how you think of that one. It's against I'm fighting an 8-year-old, so I probably should have tied my hand behind my back, but I hope it's still enjoyable. She's got to learn. She enjoys it, even if she gets sidetracked and starts to play copycat instead of playing the game. But and I can, if I can do more of those, then I can have more battle reports. Because the club, down at the club, that is an hour-long drive there and then an hour-long drive back. And we were going to play this last week, but he got sick. And then I want to, so I want to do some 40K stuff. And I was looking at how to do shorts, and I'm going to give that a swing. But don't worry, I'm not going to, it's just a little on the side, something extra, something more, Oh man, that's Tom, are you in the US? I want to say you're in the US if you've got a 45-minute drive to your gaming group. I think like half my fan base is not in the US. So I don't want to make assumptions. Yeah, Baltimore. Okay. I'm from up that way. I'm from Nova. I'm from Alexandria. I want to move back. And then your 45-minute away drive might actually be right. So it might be to the same place I'd be going to if I move back. But yeah. A little bit of cross pollination, maybe make a few make a few 40K videos, but it's still going to be a focus on this. because I want to finish all of this stuff. I want to paint all of my Legions Imperialis before I go back to painting 40k. But they're making a new edition for 40k, and it's like, ooh, I'm gonna be missing out on the beginning. I could be coming back to the beginning of it, but I'm not. I'm not, because I'm not gonna start playing. I'm not giving up on these. Let's look at these things. Look at this thing. Oops, fell apart. Look how awesome that thing is. That's awesome. Yes. I was gonna, tanks only, great way to start the game. I briefly touched on that in my game against Star. We did tanks. If you watch the battle reports of me and Star, you'll notice we started off with nothing but tanks. She had tanks and I had tanks. And then I think I mixed in some, she had solar tanks and I had solar tanks. And then she had solar tanks and I had solar tanks and mechanicum tanks. And then I think this last game was our third game against one another. And she had solar tanks and I had knights. So I'm mixing things in there. But it's still just it's just vehicles, right? What's a knight except for a tank that's on two legs? Yeah, why would you ever want to play 40k with only one Baneblade? North of Baltimore. Oh, okay, yeah, no, you'd be in the wrong direction. But I'd be able to make the drive if I move up there. It's expensive up that way though, you know? I've got family that's up in Maryland though too, so I miss my family. Because all my family's up there, and I'm like 5 hours south. But such is life. All right, was that all? Oh, no. What am I doing? Some more things to do red for. Yeah. Show your friend not show. Tanks is a great way to get started because you cut down on some of the rules. You're not having to worry about garrisoning buildings. You don't even have to get buildings. You could leave those to the side. You know, you could play with something else. You could use something else for terrain. You know, you can use soda cans for terrain or something, or books. Doesn't matter. Just something to block line of sight, and you just you shoot each other, and then what you do is when he then has his own tank army, and you have your tank army, you duke it out with tank armies, and eventually when he gets some infantry, you bring out some infantry, and when he gets some aircraft, you bring out some aircraft. I think it's a fantastic way to play it. Me and John down at ROE, the storefront games that we do, I don't take an aircraft with me because I know he doesn't have any, but now he does have some. So now I've got to ask him, like, hey, man, do you want to play with aircraft? He still only has the 2 fire raptors. So not really worth bringing, not really the greatest value to add to the game. Not really the greatest aircraft. So I'm not bringing any air. You know, I asked him, hey, do you want to bring aircraft? Nope. Okay, then it's just Titan. You know, are we bringing Titans? I'll have a Titan, or I'll have a lot of Titans, and then we kind of match each other in that way, and I think that makes the game more enjoyable. I don't think Legions Imperialis bomber. I want to bring bombers so bad. I bet if I start bringing bombers, one of two things will happen: either A, he'll pick up some aircraft and start defending himself properly, or B, he'll stop playing the game. So I am going to hold back on the bombers for now. I don't think Legions works very well as a competitive game because Titans are fun to play and impossible to balance. And the best balance for Titans is, do you both have Titans? Are you both playing with this handicapped unit? Well, then you're fine. Knights are the same way. So if you're trying to play competitively, well, no, I'm just going to bring 400 infantry. And I don't have to worry. And then I have the best list. And I'm not talking with my opponent about what he's bringing and making sure that we have a fun game. Because in a real combat, you bring Titans to fight other Titans. In a real combat, you don't bring an even number of points. In real combat, like there's all this stuff. Like the game doesn't work very well. The game doesn't work very well if you're not communicating. And why would you communicate competitively like that? That's my hot take on that. But yeah. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, guys. I appreciate it. I'd say subscribe, but I already know you did. Is this time good for you guys? I was saying I'm enjoying the doing the weekly live the scheduled weekly thing, keeping it routine. But if you're only just now able to get on, like, I don't know how much I can change that though. I want to try to find a time that's good for the majority of people. But we had some people that went to sleep an hour ago, so it's going to be impossible to get everybody. It's going to be impossible to have everybody in the chat. We got fans all over the world. Oh, let's skip that commercial. You like playing 2,500 point plus mandatory 1,000 points of Knights and Titans. That's a good way to do it. Oh, thank you. It's going to look a little bit darker. It's going to look a little bit more like this, though. You can't see it. It's a subtle difference. It's a little bit grimier. It's a little bit dirtier. It is a difference, albeit a small one. 2,500 points plus a mandatory 1,000 point of Titans. That's good because you got to think you're not adding too much time either, right? 1,000 point of Titans is probably as many units as you would have gotten. It's probably 500 points worth of. How do I say this? The number of units you can get for 1,000 points of Titans is the same number of units you can get for 500 points of other stuff, or similar, or even less number of units, right? So the more units you have in the game, the longer the game takes. 1,000 points of Knights or Titans, instead of 500 points, you just sped the game up a bit. Yeah, you just shortened the game, you sped it up. Titans kill stuff fast. They die fast too, and when they die, they kill stuff. It's all around. It's compounding interest, right? And I gotta focus. And so we're doing it the opposite, right? We're going to do 3,000 points of Titans and 1,000 points of other stuff. And 3,000 points of Titans, that's quite a bit of Titans. But it's not nearly 3,000 points of anything else. So we'll probably have 5 units max, I guess? I don't know. And we'll probably have 5 units of other stuff. And 5 units of Titans. And then 1,000 points of other stuff. It's going to be a pretty quick game, I think. I think it's going to go pretty quick. Or it might go slow because you need video and everything slows things down. And we don't play that often where we look up, we're looking up not rules, sometimes rules. We're looking up the, gotta find the blue. We're looking up the unit profiles and stuff and shooting everything. These don't look like they're the same. These look a little bit different. Yeah. Start an escalation campaign is written under. We need to do that. I was filming the Havenbrook campaign with me and Crayola, but we stopped doing that right around the time where I had to stop doing videos for cancer because I was getting cancer treatment. But I need to start it back up. I need to get her to play again, but baby steps. Summer's coming up. I think what will happen is this fall, this fall, all of my kids will go to school. All of my kids will start. The last of my kids will start going to school, and that happens, we'll have more time to. Me and Crail will have more time to do videos in the morning, and we'll then be able to have more time for the battle. And then I'm trying to get more people at the store to play. It is crazy how many people will come up and be like, "That's awesome! I want to get into that," but then like they don't start it, you know. And it costs money, even though it's a cheaper game than 40K. It still costs money to get into. So I'm not hating on them or anything for not starting right away, but like, yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get people to play. Is what I'm saying. How's that looking? I'm gonna put a little bit of green here for the string. Bone blades and titans bring players to the table. Yes, titans especially, and that's why we're gonna be playing titans too. Um, but also, I just like playing titans. I thought it, and partially because I thought it'd be really good to. I thought it'd be good for views. Yeah, titans. We need another titan game, and I know he's got a few titans. And I want to build. I was telling somebody asked earlier what my favorite thing to paint was, and I was like Titans, because they kind of go really quick. They kind of go quick once you get started with them. Um, Unlike this nonsense where I have to really zoom in and I have to really zoom in and get all the angles just right. Um, Titans, you can just go, and then you end up being done in about a week. The Titans took a lot quicker than I thought they would, and then these guys are taking forever. Um, I think I'm now at the point where what I need to do is I need to pull this guy out. Not this one. This one's black. I need to pull this guy out, Black Templar, and I need to touch up a couple of places where the gold and the metallic went everywhere. Here's the thing about that. Here's the thing about it. I need to make my volcano cannons glowy. Here's the thing. I am trying to paint my volcano cannons to look like the Titan volcano cannons, and my Titan volcano cannons look like that. So I don't know. I kind of want to keep them similar, and I don't want to mess with that. I already kind of messed with it by doing the black. Yeah, I know. I mean, I could give it. Ooh, I did. I did a glow on my Mechanicum. The Mechanicum. The Thanatars, the plasma cannon thing that they have, and it didn't come out right. No, it came out fine, and then the second box came out bad. I mean, that's what I was going for, but I did the metal instead of I didn't do this the same. I didn't do it the way they've got they've got that heat burn to it. But it'll look closer to this once I do the shade, like this guy. So here's that. Any final layer of any kind of protective coating, matte varnish or similar? I actually don't. I've only ever done the final coating matte varnish on the tiles that I did. I have a Realm of Battle tile set. And I need to let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can do something real quick. I don't know if I'm gonna look through my pictures real quick and see if I can find something. Nope. Oh, what did I just do? Can you guys? I lost the chat log. I clicked on something and now I can't see. What's this? Picture in picture? Cancel audio. Screen share. Okay, I'm still filming. Where is? I can't see the chat. I don't know what I just hit. I can't see if you guys are trying to type. Translate audio, picture in picture. Uh, no, I don't. Uh-oh. I I messed something up and now I don't know how to fix it. Um, I can't see you guys anymore. Well, that's not good. I'm supposed to know. Nope. Stop that. Uh, picture in picture? No, don't do that. What did I click? Okay. All right, so I can't see you guys anymore, and all right, I can't show you what I wanted to show you either. So I can't see you guys anymore, and I don't know how to fix that. Show all controls. No. Um, well, oh, did I pause it? Was I paused for a minute? I don't know what's going on. I've messed up the channel. I've messed up the stream. I've messed up the stream. I can't even see if you guys are still in here. So I am going to end the stream now because I don't even know if I'm still streaming. And we're at the point where we're past the point where I was supposed to end anyway. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna. Does that fix it? Stream? I don't have access to this feature. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Okay. I am back. I fixed it. I don't know how to fix it. I had to end it to fix it. So what I'm gonna do now is because I just told everybody that I was gonna be gone. I don't know what I just messed up. I somehow like deleted the chat, and now I've got it all back. I don't know. I don't know. Should I keep going? I'm so close to being done. I just wanna finish these little guys. So I just gotta do that. If you guys are still here, I'm gonna keep going. If you guys are still here, I'm gonna keep going. Why not, right? Is it frozen? Can you guys see? Oh, yeah. Can you guys see? Is it still frozen? There's still a few of you, so I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, I think the issue was I was out of screen, so you couldn't see that I was moving. I was trying to get the paint ready. This color is not covering the silver as much as I thought it was. I just need to do a little bit of this, and then I can put in the wash. And then we're pretty much done at that point. We are right there. There's just a few things where it's like that little guy needs to be fixed. That's not working very well. Yeah. It doesn't need to look pretty with the black covering the gold. It just needs to cover the gold. So, like, you see how this is that gonna right at this angle you can see it. You see how the gold kind of like is there's like a layering effect going on to it. That's fine because it just makes it look like there's an issue with the metal on the thing, right? It makes it look like there's an imperfection on the real life vehicle, if you think of it as a real life vehicle, right? Which is what it's supposed to represent. It's supposed to represent something real. So that kind of imperfection is fine. What you don't want, though, is the gold to be in a place where the gold wouldn't be, because the trim would be where the trim is. That's my take, at least. And then to a certain extent, like you're gonna be looking at this thing from like 3 feet away, so who cares? It's also tiny. No one's gonna see that underside anyway. And in some places, there's like just a little bit where it didn't get. It's hard to find them. Because there's some places where like because of how I put the paint on everything, it just kind of didn't cover it. So there's that. I'm gonna finish this up, and then we're gonna be done for the day. And we will come back next week and expect to see. Oh, that's a big one right there. Expect to see something new. I will post a picture of these guys when they are done, because I will probably be finishing these guys before the next live stream. That is my hope, at least. If I'm not done by the next live stream, send help. Send help. I will need assistance. There's something very satisfactory about finishing the models, and I am looking for that buzz of finishing my models. I'm looking for that dopamine hit that comes from completion. That dopamine hit from success. Charles, you've probably been in here the longest. Just a fly on the wall listening. I appreciate it, man. Oh, what just happened to my music? Is that? Being a lurking wallflower is your MO. I need 10 more of you. I need 100, 200 more of you. And I had my D&D players in here about an hour ago. They had to go. They showed up at their own volition. I had nothing to do with it. I did not bribe them. Should reward them somehow. But I was thinking they're trying to work together right now to come up with some plan for how they're gonna deal with the enemy. And so it's a group project, right? It's a group collaboration type deal, you know. And watching it is kind of like watching. This is how I imagine the teachers in for the school group project, you know. Like some people are very clearly putting in more effort than others, and I don't know what to say. I don't like. Do I say like? Do I need to provide more incentives or something? I don't know. I just let them. Because some people are there for in a D&D game, everyone's there for different. Everyone's got a different goal, different wants out of the game, you know. And you can't really force people to want something else. Yeah. How many facts of life are there? Like at least 6, right? I think I got it, man. I think we're there. Nope, missed the spot. How about now? Yeah, sorry about that, Roy. I was saying that I was gonna kill the video because I couldn't fix it, and then I fixed it, and then I was like, I don't want to kill it. I want to keep painting. I'm so close. Did you play? Did you have Epic? I did not. I did not buy into Epic when it first came out. You said when it came out. All right. I, okay. I just touch up some of this metal and then wash it. I think I'll do that. All right. I think we're gonna touch up the metallic. I'll have to clean my brushes of the metallic, and I'll have to clean my water of the metallic before I go back and do the shading. But these guys, the only thing left on them is the lights, screens, little laser pointer there. That needs to be painted. That's I was done. So once I do that, yeah, so the only thing left is going to be those steps, and those things need to happen after the wash. So, there we go. There's a little bit that needed. Need to not get into. Oh, here it is. I've been seeing them as I go, but I couldn't find any when I was looking for it at first. Little white spots where this stuff pooled and didn't get into the. It didn't created a bubble or something and didn't get into the model into the crevice. You know what? I forgot to tidy up this area. I think I forgot to tidy up this area on all of them. So I'm not done yet. A little bit of copper there needs to not be right there. We're almost there. We see a mistake, we fix it, and we continue on. When you say you're revisiting the days of the past, what are you seeing? Tell me of the glory days. I'm gonna be too thick. You know what I didn't ever tell Tom before he had to leave? All tanks, great way to start the game. I got a video for teaching the game, and that might assist in teaching the game. I don't know. Oh, I had a buddy that lost his all of his magic to a fire. I don't think I'd say it's the same though. One is losing your tiny things is significantly worse than magic. Although maybe not. Cost could be about the same. Cost might be higher. Magic might be more expensive. Depending on how into it. I guess it depends on how deep you go into the game for any of them. I just feel like magic you can replace with a click of with enough money you can replace your magic very easily. With enough money you can rebuy all of your models and you gotta pay them again. And that's where it gets you. Okay. No, no. I was about to say we're done. And then I saw this little guy down there. Any more? Any more things that I missed? Just a little bit. Anything else? What else we got? A little bit there. What faction did you have for Epic? I said it earlier. Said it earlier today. If they make If they make the Xenos factions, I'm probably buying every single one of them. I'll have to pick and choose which ones I buy into heavily, and that'll probably depend on what they have. But like a horde of Necrons, most Xenos armies are hordes, right? Orcs, horde. Necrons, I mean, you can build them. You don't have to build it as a horde, but Necrons, lore wise, very horde. Um, planets worth of horde. Tyranids, horde. Eldar can be. Eldar can be horde, yeah. I mean, to an extent. Um, what else? Eldar, Tyranids, Necrons. Tau. Tau can be horde. Tau can be a lot of horde. Um, they're all horde. All the Xenos factions are horde, and I think horde of blank is exactly where I want to be with this game. Um, as far as the collection goes, so like you make it, GW makes it, I'll buy it. I think I paint. I think if you give me Eldar, I think I'll paint them the bulk of them red. You give me orcs, I'll make the bulk of them yellow. Go bad moon with them. Give me Tyranids. I might go Tyranids. I'd probably go black. Um, Necrons is just gonna be metallic and black, I guess. And then with the green, of course. What do I feel like I'm forgetting somebody? Tau, I'd probably do the white. No, I don't know. Maybe I do that. I do that devilfish color, that brown, that tan color. Yeah, guard and marines for guest players. Good times. Yeah. Yeah. What color were your orcs? Green, obviously. But what color was the rest of them? And I think yeah, no, I'm doing them myself now. Okay. I'm gonna double check this black and make sure I got it everywhere before I have to tidy up, because once I go back to the metallics, I don't want to come back to anything else. Didn't miss that spot. Tomorrow, tomorrow I'm gonna have to come up with my list for the game, for this weekend's game. Thursday I will be posting it. Thursday I will have that list in video format, and I will post that. Next Thursday you'll get to see said game. I hope that's enjoyable. Me doing a list build. I haven't done one in a minute. I haven't done one in a year almost. Probably. And then I needed you shorts. Somebody wanted to see a short of the buildings that we had in the battle report. So I'm going to do that. But before I do that, because we have it coming up, I want to do 40K short on my take on those new models coming out. And I'll do a video for the Marines, and I'll do a video for the Orcs. Oh, I missed a big spot there. This is why we double check things. We have that quality control. All right, there we go. Triple check. Like how that looks. I think those look good. I think they do need some sort of feeding to them. I think they do need something more. And I am going to look into doing something with them once. I'll look into something. I'll try something once I get the shade done. What was I about to do? Something was missed. Something was missed somewhere, and I don't remember where I saw it. Oh, it might have been that. That's a big spot. Oh, that's a big spot. If you get it at just the right angle, it's like you didn't paint it at all. And that's not good. I want it to look painted from all angles, not some angles. All right. All right. Now all I got to do is tidy up this metallic that I kind of messed up earlier. And then I can clean up all my brush and everything. And I might put a little bit more bronze on here too. These little guys, these little bits are the last little bits that need to be painted before that wash. Then it is gonna be off to the races of these guys. They're gonna be so good. And then the real question is, all right, nobody's here left. Nobody's left to ask this to. Do I want to take? So I'm gonna play Saturday. I'm gonna play 3,000 points with 3,000 points of Titan. Me and my opponent, each of us are gonna have 3,000 points of Titan, and then there's gonna be 1,000 points of support. Now, I know his support's gonna be Marines. I have options. Do I bring 1,000 points of Mechanicum to go along with my Titans? Mechanicum and Titans, they go together pretty good. Or do I bring 1,000 points of Solar, and I can have, with 1,000 points of Solar, I can have some of these guys, and they can assist in killing the Titans. Ooh. All right, if you've watched all the way to this point, during the live stream or after the live stream, I want to know. And I will go with whatever is the majority. as posted. Do I take Titans with some Mechanicum allies or Solar allies? It's Solar allies. It's including these guys. These guys are going to be in it. All right. That's what I need to know. Am I bringing essentially Titan Hunters or not? In fact, it'll be a formation of Titan Hunters. It'll be 3 of them, maybe 4. It'll be 2 in the detachment, and 2 detachments of 2, 1 detachment of 2, 2 detachments of 1, 1 detachment of 2. Oh, 4 Titan Hunters. He'll have Shock Pulse. I am pretty confident he will have Shock Pulse in his list because he's got Space Marines. And that's like his newest toy is the Shock Pulse. So you can be pretty confident that that's going to be there. Now, if I bring Mechanicum, maybe I'll make 2 lists. I'm going to make 2 lists for Thursday's game. I'll do a list with Mechanicum, and I'll do a list with these guys. But and I'll let people decide there. Here's the thing: if I bring Mechanicum, Shock Pulse doesn't do anything to those walkers. You'll only be able to use it against the Titans, which is bad for my Titans. Yeah, but my Titan, we house it. We house rule that we house rule that you've got to. It doesn't do. Shock Pulse doesn't do anything if you've got your shields up still. If it hits a shield. So that's nice. That'll be a nice little saving grace there. So he may not want to bring it. Shock Pulse also doesn't do anything against these guys. Because these guys only have 1 gun that you care about anyway. Now, if he's watching this, if John is watching this, hi, John. John can vote for what I bring, and he will have an edge because he'll know what I'm bringing. I won't know what he's bringing. He may decide to say, "Hey, bring the Mechanicum because the Knights, not Knights, bring the Mechanicum because your walkers will be immune to the Shock Pulse." And then he brings no Shock Pulse. Although the Shock Pulse is still good against Titan. God, getting hit by a Shock Pulse on your Titan, terrible time. Terrible time. All right, so here's where we're at. Here's what's up. I have to clean out this brush, and I have to clean out this water because it has the metallic bits in it. Here, you can see it. See those little flecks of metallic? If you don't clean this water out and you dip a brush into it, and then you dip this water, and this water is very black, and that's because I was painting black for most of the video. You dip your brush into that, and you stick the brush into the wash. Your wash is now metallic, so you don't want that. So I'm going to go clean that out. I'm going to then put a nice slather of Agrax Earthshade onto these 4 guys, and then I am going to be having to wait for them to finish drying before I can do anything else. I'm going to end the video here, and I will see you all next time in the live stream next week, 1 week from now, minus 3 hours and 20 minutes because we went way. I was doing this as a 2-hour video, but this has been a 3-hour and 22-minute video. So, but I had fun. I hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed this. And if you want to see me keep doing this, comment below. You're probably not here anymore. I don't imagine anybody has watched all the way to the end. But if you like this, comment. Let me know. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't. This has been Eagle Fire Gaming. I've been Crown. You've been awesome. Thanks for flying by. I'll see you guys next time. How do I end this? I just did my, and no, there it is. End stream. Okay, yeah. Again, you've been awesome. Thanks. I'll see you next time.